live from the studios of Real Life Matters with your incredible host, DBoss, as she brings you entertainment, fashion, music, and interviews right here live at Real Life Matters. And here we go. Sit back and relax, cause we good to go. And we about to hit you off with the TV show. And we keeping it live, and we keep it brand new. And now we about to hit you with the interview. Yeah, we keeping it real, and we put it on the platter. What we talking about? Real Life Matters. Certified, never taking a loss. And here's your host, DBoss.
Welcome, everybody. I've just been dancing to my song and the intro because I just had some people do it for me. So I'm just ecstatic with it. It wasn't like that, and I hope everybody's going to be putting the comments if they like it, and that so you can really jam to it because the song actually the original song came from my cousin in Montreal, and he did those up for me. So he did a lot of different things, and then everybody just said. Everybody's always been saying, "Oh, I can do a song, or I could do something with your song. I could do something with that and put it in there." And somebody did it for me, and the guy works for the own network, and the other person is Cool TLC, Rap Median, and Zasky Alize. He actually did that, so I'm so happy and I'm grateful for them. And I just hope everybody will have a great holiday season. And, just make sure all the goals that you put down for this year, for next year, is really what you want to do. And you're going to follow through on it and, and call it forth. But today I got somebody who's a Hollywood producer. She does so many she wears so many hats like I do. And so much things she's done. We're going to find out who she worked with, who she was on the teams with, and if she could say certain people that she worked with. And I want to find out all about her, and we all want to know of what all the things that she's done. So with no further ado, I introduce to you Nicole Merritt.
Hi.
She's sitting there, hi, so calmly. Hollywood producer, people.
I know, right? You want drama. Well, drama happens in front of the camera. We're behind
yes.
Typically. So, yeah, it's not a lot of drama.
I know there's a lot of drama. So here at Real Life Matters, we like to know where people come from and their cultural background.
Cultural background. So I'm a girl that grew up in a small town of Tallahassee, Florida. My background, I guess we're more native, so I won't necessarily claim another set, across the water at all. And, that's kind of like my background. That's where I came from physically, right? Okay. Like geographically. So would you like to know like my background and like the other spaces?
No, we're okay. That's it. We just didn't know if you had a background, a Caribbean background.
I do not. So it's Native American. Yeah. And so no Caribbean, no outside or whatever else. Although people think so. Like they think I'm Cameroonian or I'm Bayesian.
Wow.
I get that a lot too.
You're from Barbados? You get people saying that you're from Barbados?
People think I am, yeah.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Why is that? They just maybe
it's a look, maybe it's a look. And I used to speak a lot of different languages, so I think sometimes my tongue doesn't say Southern, it doesn't say Florida.
Okay. You know what I mean?
So I think that's kind of it. And I, lived abroad in a couple of Latin American countries, things like that. So because I am, I kind of take on different vibes, and I cut my hair short, and then I'm like this, African American looking girl, and then I put locks or brazen, and then I look Caribbean maybe. So that's probably.
That's great. Okay. So we're going to take it back. So how did you get into being a Hollywood producer?
Long story short, I was a pre-law major that went into the legislature. I was supposed to be in basically like holding a political office. That was my aspiration initially. Yes. Crazy enough. And got into the space and literally was promoted in various places in the legislature, writing bills and laws and everything, supporting senators and got promoted to the governor's office, and I literally was hired to help establish the Office of Film and Entertainment. Crazy.
Okay.
And
So what senator or which person did you work with?
I worked for 25 senators. I worked, in support of 25 senators, but definitely I went under Jeb Bush. I know that everybody knows his brother and his dad, but he was a governor here in the state of Florida and a businessman, right? And so basically hired onto his team to be a part of the growth of that film and entertainment office. And in doing so, I got kind of carte blanche, got exposed, right, to the industry and was invited in that sense. And I was like 25 years old, like really young, a few years out of college.
Wow.
So that's how I got started. Yeah.
So that must have been overwhelming at first, or you're like, oh my gosh, I'm working.
Not really. It was fun because you know what? I was already seated right next to power. Like when you're here in the state capitol with all of the big wigs and you see all the celebrities anyway, because they come to, fight for various laws and, in the state or whatever else, or things they need while they're there, or because we already had some, Disney was doing some stuff with their studios and Universal. They were already kind of recording movies and television and everything. So what happens is we're already, in the industry in a sense, and we did also like, at the time it was like, monster truck shows. It was various things like, what was the other thing we did? It was huge. It was, just like concerts, whatever it is, it's entertainment. So anything entertainment. And so we were already pretty much involved. So you get to see famous people coming in and out, right? So yeah, you're kind of immersed in that space. And that's what happened to me at that age, and just never turned back. And I started my own company a few years later and started producing up in New York, film festivals. And I built a name running film festivals. Yeah. And then I got a call from Hollywood saying, oh, we heard you do these things. Come out here and try out. We want to, work with you in this capacity. Let's do one event and see if it goes over well. And, like 15 years later, still in Hollywood, still doing the thing that I love. Wow.
So did you just do a film festival, or you have something coming up, or?
No, the thing is, that's kind of how I started doing the film festivals, and then I kind of transitioned and morphed into being more like a film enthusiast and advocate and consultant. So I started basically, that's why I have a title of being a producer, because I started connecting the artist, which is a filmmaker, with money sources like investors. So we started on, with our connections on Wall Street and real estate investors that anybody we knew that had money that could help our artists get their film, produced, or their movie or the series, like television movies and series together for us to get us the money to make those things happen. That's what I started doing. So I became known, as a money lady. So it's like, okay, Nicole, she gets money. You need money, call Nicole. That's kind of how it started. And then I went out to Hollywood and started doing major events that were adjacent to the Emmys, the Oscars, all of those things, like the Golden Globes, so movie premieres, any of the Walk of Fame, when you get your star on the Walk of Fame, those kind of things. I started producing parties around that. So literally, I'm not really, a producer anymore in a sense. I am an event producer. So no longer really, I guess I'm attached to movies. I'm attached to movies still because I help with, I consult people who want distribution now. So once the movie is actually done, then I help them make the connections to the Netflixes and the, Warner Brothers and Lionsgate and Amazon Prime, those kind of things. So I still have a hand in that, but it's more so like the productions around, education and awareness and any cutting edge thing, digital video game releases, those kind of things is what I do now, which is more fun. I think it's more fun.
Well, it sounds like it's fun. If there's any aspect of it sounds fun.
Well, I guess it is, but what happens is when you read these scripts, when you're a producer, it's like, it's like you get ahead of the movie before it's made and you feel like, okay, I already seen the movie. And then it's like you get kind of bored with the movie and just think about doing that for years and years and movie after movie after movie. So you kind of disconnect from it because the inner workings and all the drama that came with, getting the right actor to play in the role, or getting everybody their money, or return on investment. You're in all the fights and the arguments that happen behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So then it's just like, it becomes not to be so much fun. It gets to be hard work, and then when you're planning a party, a huge party with almost an unlimited budget sometimes, that's a better job. Although stress does come with it.
Unlimited budgets is like that.
Sometimes unlimited budget. Sometimes you're capped, but when you could just kind of be creative and just, hey, knock yourself out, spend the money. That's a good day. Great project.
So have you worked with any Tyler Perry's and these people, or?
I have not worked directly with Tyler Perry and his studios at all, and I'm kind of not at liberty to speak about who I've actually worked with because of the NDAs.
Okay, that's fine.
We do those things, but so just been in the industry for 15 years, directly in Hollywood, and interface with lots and lots of people that I absolutely love. You're talking about comedians and actors and producers. Yeah. And I have some favorites. I mean, I can mention like my favorite people there, but not necessarily projects. But I love, I haven't met Megan Good yet, but I love her. And I love Devon, her ex, but great, incredible producer. And so Samuel L. Jackson and the Anthony Andersons and Viola Davis, gorgeous, beautiful, Angela Bassett, you name it. I've met these ladies and just really class acts. So yeah, I'm enjoying my time in Hollywood. But we're going to talk about the fact that I'm kind of bringing some of my things back to the East Coast. I'm an East Coast girl through and through. And I got to let some people that grew up with me, people that know me. I'm little Nikki from my city, but they don't know what I do. They just see me on social media, just like, oh my God, she's doing something in Hollywood. But we don't know what. They have no clue. Sometimes people think I'm a model. Like, oh my God, you've been modeling for years. I'm like, no, not quite a model. And I'm not even in front of the camera. Like I'm behind the scenes. So, and my events and my productions are literally exclusive. They're typically celebrity studded. No, it's not really open to the public. So they don't get to see what I do really. But now I am kind of moving things back East Coast, and I'm opening some of the productions open to the actual public. So people get to kind of come and see what's happening. And then they get to interface with the celebs and the influencers and that kind of thing. So I'm excited.
So who would you like to work with that you haven't worked with? And you can name 3.
I can name 3. And you mean an actual celebrity or a producer?
Well, you can do 3 and 3, a producer or celebrity.
So let's see. I think I want to work with, I don't know. You know what? That's tricky. That's really tricky because the thing is, because I'm not really the movie person anymore, the television person anymore.
Okay.
So it's more event production. So it literally is, I want everybody to come to my party. How about that? So it's not me naming 3 on the other side. It literally is like, I want everybody to show up, because the thing is,
well, who would you like to do an event for that you thought that you say, oh my gosh, if I could do an event for this person?
For this person, I would like to work with Susan Taylor, one of my she's not really been my mentor, but definitely virtually, I'd love to to work with her in some capacity, because literally I'm a journalist, really on paper. I'm a journalist, and she was one that I always admired. And she ran Essence magazines for years and years. And so just the legacy that she's left behind, it's like, man, if I could work with her in a capacity, I would love to, because she's still doing so many things with her foundation and things like that. So still doing incredible work. So she's one of the people I would actually want to work with.
Okay. All right. Wow. So tell us now, what you said you have some events that you're bringing back to the East. So what do you have?
Well, coming back, towards East and on the East Coast. So literally my next event is going to happen in May. So we're kind of tweaking the dates now, but we're looking at the 7th and 8th in Houston, Texas. So people don't really know this out here, outside. They really don't know what's happening, but it's a thing brewing up in Houston where it's the next hub or mecca for film and entertainment. It's already a huge city that's like, you know, in Texas, they do everything big. Houston is like big. Like they're super.
Well, everybody knows Houston's big.
Everybody knows, but this is like major, you know, Houston is like majorly big, and they have so much talent. We're talking about music, we're talking about filmmakers, actors, you know, culinary artists, actual real artists. So people like it is so much industry there, so everybody thrives, right? And so where it's the space city and it's, you know, known for, you know, other things in entertainment, you know, like theater and things like that. Now it's going to be known for film and television. They've gotten, you know, like huge incentives that they're rolling out for people to come. So they get tax breaks like you would not believe. And so as we're coming out of Hollywood, coming in, you know, back towards the East Coast, our first stop is Houston, Texas. And then we're doing a production in Martha's Vineyard. A lot of us, you know, culturally have been on the Martha's Vineyard, and it's the place to be for high level networking, connections, you know, to get angel investors on your team for projects you're doing. And they host the literary events and film festivals and art displays and those kind of things or whatever else. So people need to know that that island is known for the arts, like cultivating and catapulting the arts. And so that's what I want to have people know and understand. And we're going to be there from the 16th of August, 2026 through the 23rd. So we're going to be there all week on Martha's Vineyard. Yeah. So we want people to come and join us and be a part of that. And then we just left Art Basel just about a week or so ago. And now we're going back in 2026 in December. So the first whole full week in December, we're going to be in Miami with our events and our production. So we want people to kind of go on the website and register so they can be a part of what we're doing and take, you know, the tour and see the art and meet the artists and be a part of a lot of the experiences and activations down in Miami. So that's, we're doing more things in 2026, but specifically these are the events that we're producing at, you know, at Period PR and Productions, which is my company.
Okay. You hear that, people? We got a lot of things to look forward with Nicole Merritt.
Lots.
You know, I couldn't even say that because I was just trying to study it and take it all in and say, wow. And these are not small things. These are actually big things that she's doing. So it's like, wow, it's phenomenal. Because a lot of people would like to sit and have the opportunity like you have. But, you know, you've earned your stripes in the industry.
Absolutely. When I tell you, not easy.
It's not easy, no.
Not easy.
So during your career, would you like to give anybody any shout outs that you've done?
You know, I'd like to give a shout out to the lady that actually made the phone call to bring me into the fold and do the thing that I absolutely love, right? Her name is Doris Bergman, and she's no longer here with us. She's been gone for a couple years. We're going into a third year without her here, but just very instrumental and you know, a coach and a mentor and a sister, you know. So she literally ushered me in and taught me everything that she knew. And then she just kind of let me go to do my own thing. And it was perfect timing when she left us. I was ready to go by myself. I just, you know, I just love her and miss her. So she's one of those individuals. One of my best girlfriends who actually got me into this space. Like she talked me out of like, you know, doing some other work and being in another business because I was in multiple other businesses, right? And she's like, no, you need to follow this dream. And she became one of my first clients when I started my business. And her name is Akia Uwanda, and she's jazz vocalist and a producer herself, but she convinced me like to stay the course, like this is where you belong. And let's see, some of my other supporters and team members that have just kind of like pushed me along. My girlfriend that's in the DMV area, her name is Angela Lewis, very, very instrumental in the things that I'm doing and just a great sounding board and support, you know. So yeah, those people.
All right. So if people want to get a hold of you, if they can,
yeah,
or get to events and their high level events, how would they find you to do that?
Well, they can come to my website, actually. They can find me at www.empyreanprla, which is which is spelled EMPYREANPRLA.
Okay.
So they can go there to my website, and they can follow me on TikTok, which is at Nick the Producer, which is NIC, Nick the Producer, and also Empyrean PR _ LA on Instagram. They can find me at Nicole Merritt. It still says Lester there. It's going to change pretty soon. Nicole Merritt Lester on LinkedIn. And I think that's enough spaces, but literally on my website, they can sign my digital guest list. They can sign my digital guest list, and they can determine whether or not they want to be like a guest, a celebrity guest, or a special guest, VIP guest to our events, whether or not they want to be like interns or some kind of supporter. They want to sponsor, whatever. There's options of what it is they can do when they come on the site. But yeah, it would be awesome just to have everybody who wants to be a part of the movement of us bringing everything East Coast, us encouraging young girls and anyone who actually wants to be a producer to come and follow us and shadow us and be a part of what we're building.
Wow, I'm telling you, it's been a pleasure hearing you, Nicole, and all, your journey. Your journey is extensive.
Yeah.
And it continues.
And it continues. And the journey continues. Yes.
Wow. Well, I welcome you to come back,
Thank
to
you.
tell us anything else that's going on, or maybe closer to the event, so that people can know a little bit more where to get their, if they can get tickets, or if it's just by invitation, or how they can get there to attend these exquisite high level events. So, because people like to get to know information, unless it's a private guest list, and they could just, as she said, you just go to her website and you could get all that information, or, you can ask her and inquire.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in. And it's not going to be the last you're going to see of Nicole Merritt here. Hollywood producer.
I'll be back.
She will be back to give us some updates about everything that she's doing. So anyways, thank you everybody for listening today and listening. I'm here with Nicole Merritt. You guys go and support her, go out there, give her some comments, all the stuff, the fun stuff you do, give her a shout out to say, you know what, I like the work that you're doing. Thank you. Just say something. Just don't sit there and go, oh, I don't know, I just seen her, That's not working. She showed who she is. He's the person that's behind the event. Sometimes you don't see the people that's behind, you only see the people in front. So now you're seeing the people that's behind the events. So you got to give them the kudos too. You can't forget them. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for having me.
All right. Well, thank you. And that's not going to be the last. So anyway, everybody, thank you for tuning in Real Life Matters tonight. So good night and bye for now, and happy holidays.
All right, join us next time at Real Life Matters with your host DBoss, as she bring you some more entertainment, fashion, music, and interviews right here on Real Life Matters. We got to go. Okay, that's it, we got to go. And we just hit you off with a TV show. And we kept it hot, and we kept it brand new. And we just hit you off with an interview. And we kept it real, and we put it on the platter. Talking about that real life matters. Certified, never taking a loss. And that was your host, DBoss.